Most people assume emotional tiredness is about doing too much. Too many conversations, too many obligations, too many things on your plate. Rest, they say, slow down. And on the surface, that advice makes sense. But there's something nobody talks about. Because for some people, the exhaustion doesn't go away, even after a full night's sleep, even after a quiet weekend, even after doing nothing at all. The tiredness is still there, sitting heavy somewhere in the chest. And that raises a question most people never think to ask. What if the problem isn't how much you're doing, but what your mind is doing when nobody's watching? Here's what psychology found. People who feel chronically emotionally tired are often not exhausted by what happened. They're exhausted by what might happen, by the invisible work of monitoring every room they walk into, reading the tone in someone's voice, measuring how much space they're taking up, watching for signs that something is about to shift. Most people don't even realize they're doing it. It just feels like being alive. But the brain is working constantly, scanning, predicting, preparing. And that kind of work doesn't show up on anyone's schedule. It doesn't get rested in a single afternoon. But that's only part of the story, because there's a deeper question here. Why would a person's brain stay on alert when there's nothing obviously threatening? This is where it gets interesting. For many people, this wasn't a choice. It was a response. At some point, in a childhood home that felt unpredictable, in a friendship that turned cold without warning, in a relationship where love came quietly attached to conditions, the nervous system learned something important. Safety isn't guaranteed, pay attention, don't miss the signs, and the brain, being extraordinarily good at its job, kept that lesson. Long after the situation changed, long after the original threat was gone, what looks like low energy or emotional fragility is often a nervous system running a protection program that was written years ago. Most people stop here and call it anxiety, but there's another layer beneath that. The exhaustion isn't only from the vigilance, it's from the hiding, because most people who live this way have also learned to appear fine, to show up, to engage, to carry a version of themselves that doesn't frighten anyone or ask for too much. The energy required to feel everything quietly and still seem present, still seem okay, is enormous, like carrying weight that's invisible to everyone around you, including sometimes yourself. And that changes the entire picture, because this isn't weakness. This is someone whose nervous system developed an extraordinary sensitivity to the emotional world around them, and then was never given permission to set it down. The tiredness isn't a sign that something is broken. It's a sign that something has been working overtime for a very long time, doing a job that no one assigned and no one can see. So when you notice that someone always seems emotionally tired and they don't appear particularly busy, remember that the most exhausting work is often the kind that leaves no visible trace, the kind that happens in the space between moments, in the pause before a conversation, in the quiet after everyone else has gone to sleep. Some people aren't tired from living, they're tired from bracing, and that is a profoundly different kind of tiredness.